Hi, it's almost Halloween and today we're going to talk about words and phrases related to this holiday. Let's start. By the way, if you're new to the channel and it's your first time watching my video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We do upload English lessons here every week, so yeah, thank you so much. Halloween is not much celebrated in the Philippines, although many claim that it is a religious festival. The Catholic Church discourages the celebration of it the way it is celebrated in Western countries. Those stuff that we see in English movies like the mummy, zombies, witches, and all those stuff. It is a day meant to pray for the saints, and the next day is to pray for the souls of the dead. So those are supposed to be solemn, and we're not supposed to celebrate in that kind of atmosphere, in that kind of ambience. So yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. Another reason that I can see is the long celebration of Christmas in the Philippines. We start celebrating Christmas here from September. So from September until December, there's already this merriment in the air in the entire country. Some people would start decorating their houses with Christmas decorations. So I think it wouldn't be that great to have the Christmas and Halloween decoration at the same time in the house. I think I only had a taste of the real Halloween when I stayed in China. So in the place where I lived, there were foreigners from the West. So the Chinese people kind of adapted their culture of celebrating Halloween. So every Halloween there would be children wearing costumes, roaming and carrying jack-o'-lanterns. They would be doing the trick-or-treat. Bakeries and shops would have these decorations. So that's when I realized that we don't celebrate Halloween that big as much as Christmas in our country. So are you ready to learn vocabulary words related to Halloween? First word is scaredy cat. Ooh, he's such a scaredy cat. When we say that that person is scaredy cat, that means he's easily frightened. One of the most popular creatures during Halloween is the witch. So a witch is that usually depicted as ugly old woman having this hood and holding that something which we will talk about later. So a witch has supernatural powers. The opposite of witch, because witch is female, I said woman, right? The opposite of witch is a wizard. So witch is female and male is wizard. Now that something that witch is holding is a broomstick. We usually see a picture of a full moon with a witch riding in the broomstick, right? A witch is usually pictured mixing this magic potion in a large pot called as cauldron. All right, next word. We might not want to go to a haunted house during Halloween. A haunted house is usually an abandoned house, so people would say that since nobody's living there, ghosts will live there instead. So if a house is haunted, that means ghosts are living in there. If you've seen haunted houses from movies, then you've probably noticed that they're usually decorated with spider webs. And I know spider web is an easy word, so if you want to learn another word to call that, then just say cobweb, because cobweb is also spider web. When we say tomb or grave, we mean to say a house, a chamber, or an excavation for the dead. Grave or tomb are usually marked with gravestone or tombstone. If you've ever had this frightening dream that awakened you in the middle of the night because a creepy creature chasing you, a ghost, witch, or something like that, then you've had a nightmare. Next word is trick or treat. Well, trick or treat is a practice done by children. So they would be wearing costumes, then they would go around the neighborhood, knock on the doors, and say trick or treat once the door opens. They would be receiving candies from adults and they would be collecting them. So during Halloween, children would have lots of candies. For trick or treat, children would carry that pumpkin with eyes, nose, and mouth, and we call that jack-o'-lantern. Now let's talk about what a pumpkin is. I'm not sure if you have squash in your country, but usually we don't have pumpkin here in the Philippines. We only have squash. It looks like pumpkin in the inside, but outside it's very different. Like, it's flat at the top and at the bottom, and its color is usually green and yellow. Pumpkin is something that looks like almost orange. Next word is coffin. Coffin is that enclosed rectangular box where they place the body of a dead person. Next is ghost town. When we say that a place seems like a ghost town, we mean to say that the town doesn't have any sign of life or activity. It seems empty. Let's say during the lockdown period, some of the places in the world seemed like a ghost town. Last one is an adjective, and before I say the word, I want you to try to read it first. How did you read it? It's wicked. Wicked means evil or morally bad. Usually in fairy tales, antagonists are described as wicked. For example, Cinderella's stepmother is a wicked woman. Now we're moving to part 2 of this video where we're going to talk about idioms or phrases related to Halloween. Bear in mind that you're not just going to use all of these during Halloween. You can use them in everyday life. It's just that the words are related to this festival. First is speak of the devil. This is used when we've just mentioned someone and then out of nowhere that someone appeared. Speak of the devil is actually a shortened phrase for speak of the devil and he shall appear. Let's say we were talking about this friend, and when I've just mentioned her name, she suddenly appeared in front of the door. So I can say, oh, speak of the devil, there she is. Next is to dig one's grave. To dig one's grave means to do something foolish or to do something that'll cause you trouble later. For example, he dug his own grave when he posted insults about his boss in their group chat. In cold blood. In cold blood means to do something without emotion or motive. So, for example, the assassin shot him in cold blood. Over my dead body. This is overly used by Filipinos. I mean, I grew up hearing this from people, over my dead body. And we usually use it in a joking manner, meaning we're not serious when we say this. For example, this sister might tell the other sister that she will borrow her clothes on the next day, and then the other sister might say, over my dead body. That means, I will not allow you to borrow my dress. You can only borrow that if you kill me, but of course the other sister will not literally kill the other sister. Is just an idiom for that. Skeleton in the closet. It means secrets that we don't want others to know about us because those secrets might ruin our reputation. For example, haters always find skeletons in BTS's closet. People in general, I mean, haters or people who don't want us always try to look for something bad about us and always try to dig some information about us. I just don't see the point of doing that. Anyway, let's get back to the topic. Skeleton staff. Skeleton staff refers to the smallest number of people or staff needed to complete a task. I mean to say, this is in a work setup. For example, we can say that because of the pandemic, most offices are forced to operate with a skeleton staff. Stab in the back. This means to betray someone. For example, I got stabbed in the back when she told them the exact opposite of what happened. Night owl. Night owl is a person who loves to stay up late. For example, I'm a night owl, so I usually study at night. Raise your hand if you're also a night owl like me. That's the end of today's lesson. I hope you learned something. You learned some new words and phrases, and I hope you'll be able to use them as soon as possible, because otherwise they will be forgotten. I know that as a learner myself. If you learned something, you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you have suggestions for the next topics, then please leave them on the comment section. Dream and make your dream happen. I'll see you on my next video. Bye! Happy Halloween!